Hello everyone, I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMoviescreens.com and welcome back to my continuing coverage of the 2017 Dallas International Film Festival. This is the 7th film that I've seen at the festival so far, and what is it? It's the Spearhead Effect. Now, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I saw literally the picture that was advertised on the Dallas International Film website of a guy in a weirdo doll mask, and I was like, okay, so it's probably going to be like The Purge, right? I didn't read the plot synopsis. I just went into it blind, and unfortunately, it's a very blah movie. There are some redeeming aspects about it, but it's definitely the most bland movie I've seen so far at the festival, besides another one I saw, but it's one of them. So let's get real and break this down. So I'm going to describe the plot as best as I can. There's this guy who blogs about the police being corrupt and not really helping him in the time of need, and then he starts to get a lot of followers and whatnot, and so a lot of people respond to him by creating this group called the Pioneers to basically be vigilantes at night and do justice that cops don't do, and basically take law into their own hands. And it blurs that line of like, oh, what are they doing, vigilantism and doing justice, or are they just torturing for the sake of torturing people? So, and then, you know, just hilarity ensues. I'm just kidding. But I mean, with that premise, it sounds like it could be interesting, right? But it was very bland, and it felt like it was a lot of stuff I've already seen before. You know, it felt like The Purge and like the Saw movies, and it also felt like Kick-Ass. Like it felt like those movies, like all combined, maybe like with a bunch of other vigilante movies, and then it's a light version of that. So let's get real and break this down. So as far as the actual writing and directing, the writing with the story and the characters, I thought the characters were very one-dimensional. Like the main character had like a little bit of backstory about, you know, a certain family member and whatnot, but other than that, he was a little flat. And all the supporting characters are also very flat. Like towards the end of the movie, you get to find out like what's actually going on, which I will give the filmmakers props. That was a creative ending. I liked it. It was very devastating. But at the same time, I kind of saw it from a mile away after the middle of the film when I was like, yeah, those people were probably involved with something and like that. Yeah, so I think overall the story is just, with the characters, they're just very flat and not compelling at all. I'm going to keep using the word flat and bland because that's what this movie is. There's just really not that oomph, that extra, just something missing. It just felt like a one-dimensional film with a very decent ending to kind of like throw it off a little bit, which like I said, I appreciate, even though I saw it coming. Directing wise, I just, like I said, there was really nothing new that was kind of taken with this story, or, you know, vigilantism and, you know, police corruption and stuff. And they do pinpoint that a little bit throughout the film to really kind of make their stance on police work and whatnot. Like there's even some monologues in the film from some characters that have some interesting dialogue, but it's a little bit too much on nail on the head type of deal, where it's like, okay, like, you know, words don't mean anything, stand up for your actions type of deal. It's like, it's like basic, like, cat hanging on a tree motivational quote poster talk. That's just like, okay, that's fine, but just like I said, it's too much on the head type of deal of really kind of getting your point across on how you feel about, you know, police and all that stuff. And so the direction overall, I didn't really care for it at all. Getting into the acting, this is where I'm going to dip my grade down just a little bit, because the acting was terrible. Everything was wooden. I never felt like I was watching real characters on screen. I literally felt like I was watching actors line delivery. Line delivery actors, where they literally just walked on set, looked at a piece of paper, that's my line, hi, how are you doing? And then that was it. And they cut to the next scene. It's the same monotone wooden delivery throughout the entire movie. Like every single actor has the same type of delivery. The only actors that actually gave a crap were they showed a lot of fake news footage and, you know, anchors and whatnot talking back and forth. They were more convincing than the actual actors in the story. And so I don't know what it was, but like everyone was just so wooden and just, hello. No, that was not me, officer. And like, it just, no one was convincing. And that is a huge problem when you're trying to get into one of these types of movies. Like, I wanted to be invested. I wanted to be taken on this suspenseful thrill ride, but everyone just did not really care. Cinematography-wise, there's a couple of interesting shots. One at the very end kind of looked like an eyes wide shut type of shot, which I appreciate. The cinematography was fine. It's not anything like, oh, wow, that was really well shot, or that was really terrible. It's just like in the middle of the road. It's like, yeah, that was fine. It was competently shot. Editing-wise, the movie's about an hour and a half. I will say, even though the story and the characters are flat and everything else is just kind of bland all around, it's a quick movie. Like, it's one of those ones that it's very painless. You can sit down, you can watch it for an hour and a half, and then you can go off and stare at a wall afterwards. I don't know what you do on your Saturday afternoons, but yeah, and the music was kind of cool. It kind of had like this techno kind of Fight Club feel to it. So I do appreciate it on that level. So guys, overall, the Spearhead Effect was not for me. I realized what the filmmakers were trying to go for and create like this edgy vigilante movie of someone rising this movement and, you know, cops are bad type of deal and whatnot, and, you know, blurring the lines of vigilantism. I get all that. It just, there was nothing for me to really enjoy and really go, wow, I want to watch that again, because I don't. Honestly, it's just a very, like I said, very average movie, but I'm going to dip my grade down a bit because the acting is very bad. So I'm going to give the Spearhead Effect, sorry, my lowest grade so far of the festival, a C-. I didn't want to give it a D+ because at least it's a competently made movie, and usually like D's and F's are made for the filmmakers that really did not just care at all. I can see where the filmmakers were coming from. I can see where they were trying, just not for me. Very dull in my opinion, so sorry if the filmmakers of this are watching or the actors are watching this. Ugh, I feel bad now. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the movie, guys. So I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and come on back for my continuing coverage of the 2017 Dallas International Film Festival. I will see you guys later.